What's up, Taiwan? I'm Jaime Ocon with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. China is carrying out unannounced drills around the country, with Taiwan's military reporting 28 Chinese warplanes and over a dozen naval ships operating around the island. The ships are part of a naval formation led by China's first domestically built aircraft carrier, the Shandong. It's now heading toward waters east of Taiwan. It's expected to link up with other parts of China's Navy to conduct what could be the country's largest ever military exercises in the Pacific. Taiwan says it activated its air defense systems and has sent aircraft to monitor the drills. China and Singapore recently wrapped up joint counter-terrorism drills. The 10-day exercises focus on urban operations. Our reporter Sam Hui spoke to Singapore-based defense analyst Jason Tan to learn more.
Why is the Singaporean military cooperating with China?
That is in terms of defense diplomacy. Defense diplomacy is an important component of Singapore's foreign policies. So the Singapore Defense Ministry established a very good relationship with our counterparts. So the defense diplomacy activities will include like visits and of course the military exercises. So if we look at it in this context, there's nothing unusual that the SAF is conducting military exercise with the PLA, because it's part of this defense diplomacy. There's to establish good relationship to promote mutual understanding between the two forces.
How's Singapore's position regarding U.S.-China competition?
Okay, Singapore government has repeated many times that we don't take sides. We are friends to both nations, and the peaceful coexistence between the two major powers is very important to Singapore, because Singapore economy depends on the very stable and peaceful environment. China is our biggest trading partner, whereas US is our biggest investor. So the relationship between the two nations will affect us if not handled properly.
Singapore is still a major U.S. partner in the region of Indo-Pacific. So will this exercise change its relationship with the United States?
No, we conducted yearly exercise with the U.S. Army, the Navy, the Air Force. In fact, we look at the history. We know that Singapore Army first conducted the joint military exercise with the U.S. Army in 1981. So this year it will be the 42nd years of joint military exercise. If you look at it, it's a very long history. But if you look at our military exercise with the PRC, PLA, we only started in about 2009. That's the first time we conducted the military exercise with that. And until today, our Army only conducted 5 exercises, including the recently concluded. So if you compare the two, in terms of skill, the complexity, it just can't compare.
That was Singapore-based defense expert Jason Tan speaking to our reporter Sam Hui. The government is set to relax the rules on hiring migrant workers as caregivers for people with severe illnesses or disabilities. But while some view the new rules as a step in the right direction, not everyone's convinced they go far enough. John Vetrias reports.
Every day, around 26,000 foreign live-in carers look after Taiwanese people with severe disabilities and dementia. It's a tough, round-the-clock job Taiwanese people don't want to do. Despite a need for these migrant workers, tight regulations mean few can legally hire them. Now, though, the government is heeding calls for change and promising to loosen the rules. It says a broader range of people will be able to hire a caregiver without having to get a special assessment from a doctor. These include people with less severe conditions, but who still need support. The government hopes to help about 600,000 who need a carer to find one. Under the loosened rules, around 20,000 more caregivers will also be allowed into Taiwan. But the reception has been mixed. While some advocacy groups are happy,
我们认为轻度家庭的确也还是可能会有这样子全日型照顾的需要。
Others are concerned the new rules will make it harder for people with more severe conditions to find a caregiver.
外籍看护他也是劳工，他也有劳动权，所以他会选择比如说比较好的工作环境，最需要照顾或是家庭状况最不好、环境最不好的案家，反而是他们最不想要过去的。
And some feel the relaxed rules don't go far enough. For instance, a rule limiting caregiving jobs to nationals of just 3 Southeast Asian countries will remain in place.
包括新加坡啦、香港啊、日本啊、韩国，光是在亚洲，他们的劳动力引进国就已经不是像台湾只有3个国家，一定要先去多开发一些劳动力的引进国。
Getting enough workers has become a priority as the country's population is rapidly aging.
到111年为止，全台湾大概有83万的长照需求人口，其中长照大概只能提供到40%的居家服务跟日间照顾，然后有1%左右是机构照顾，所以大概也就1半左右可以满足台湾人民本地照顾的一个需求。
Meaning debate over long-term care and the obstacles to getting it are not likely to go anywhere anytime soon. Eason Chen and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's women's volleyball team is aiming for a comeback at this year's Asian Games in Hangzhou, China. Tiffany Wong serves up this story.
Taiwan's women's volleyball team won bronze in this year's Asian Women's Volleyball Challenge Cup, a huge feat after finishing in 9th place at the previous Asian Games. The team credits a new playing style for their ability to keep up with the competition.
稍微加入一点男生的技战术演练的元素，那所以其实因为近几年的女生其实打球的球风跟球速都一直往男生这一边靠拢。
A new roster also brings fresh blood to the competition. The average age for players is under 25 years old, and the older players hope their experience can prove useful to their younger teammates.
学姐互相拉着队友，然后拉着学妹去提醒她这个时候该做什么事情，然后一起欢呼、一起胜利的感觉。
Last year, Team Taiwan had their worst performance, finishing in 9th place at the Asian Games. The team hopes their new training regimen and teamwork will help them in this year's competition, set to begin later this month in Hangzhou, China. Team Taiwan plays their first game against Pakistan on September 20th. Eason Chen and Tiffany Wong for TaiwanPlus.
What would it take you to climb 91 stories as fast as you can? Well, for participants of the Taipei 101 Runup, cash and a shot at eternal glory are among the many draws. The event is returning this year after a 3-year hiatus. Leslie Liao reports.
That is Taipei 101, the tallest building in Taiwan. It's equipped with one of the world's fastest elevators, which can take people from the bottom to the top in less than a minute. But on October 14th, thousands of people will forego the quick ride and climb their way to the top. 91 stories, 2,046 steps, and a 390-meter vertical climb. That's what people participating in the annual Taipei 101 Run-Up can expect. Organizers call the event a vertical marathon and say it's one of the hardest in the world. It's back after a 3-year break because of COVID.
在疫情期间呢，我们没有办法举办台北101的垂直马拉松，这个健康而考验意志力、耐力的活动。
The event started back in 2005. That's also the year the record for the fastest ascent was set. Paul Craig from Australia made the 91-floor climb in 10.5 minutes. That means he climbed 1 story every 7 seconds, or 3 stairs per second on average. This year, Taipei 101 is offering cash prizes to the fastest climbers, and anyone who manages to beat Craig's record will get an additional $6,000 US. Over 3,000 people can sign up for the event this year. At stake isn't just prize money, but a chance to literally beat everyone to the top. John Su and Leslie Liao for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with the images of a French jeweler's art on display in New York. I'm Jaime Ocon. Take care and see you next time.
I'm Leslie Liao in New York City, and this is TaiwanPlus News, a voice of freedom in Asia.